why when he goes into a company, everybody's fired. Everybody has to re-interview for their position. See, Donald Trump is the deal maker. Elon Musk is the super wealthy entrepreneur. Elon don't need to make deals. Making a deal to Elon is doing it his way, figuring out what money he needs to put up on it. Donald Trump's idea, Donald Trump's got to he's not in a position like Elon Musk of that type of wealth. His entire career has been based on putting deals together. And when you put a deal together, everything's give and take.
Oh my God.
Elon Musk is continuing his attacks on President Trump, now claiming Trump is included in the infamous Epstein files, and that is the real reason they have not been released. It's a reference to the investigation into disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein, whose death in jail in 2019 and ties to top figures in politics have been the subject of many conspiracies. Musk also said without him, Trump would have lost the 2024 presidential election. Such ingratitude. That was Musk's response to a video of Trump claiming he didn't need Musk to win the key state of Pennsylvania, and that Musk is upset he's no longer in the White House inner circle. In short, arguably the most important political alliance of the last election is breaking apart in full public view.
All right. It's a little kind of boring, this one. I wish it was my other people on the Hill. But let me just talk to y'all about this, man. So Trump came out and said certain things. And maybe I'll just play for y'all what Trump had to say. But before I play that, I'll get it shared on the screen for y'all. Before I play that, this is just how I see what's going on with Trump and Elon. And there's a few things that I want to get off my chest before we get into the actual videos. Democrats, y'all owe not an apology, but y'all owe the transparency. And y'all push this narrative that Donald Trump's being controlled by Elon, that Donald Trump's being controlled by the wealthy, the oligarchy, all this other stuff. That narrative goes out the window. We've been saying it the whole time. This is why people have certain amount of hope and faith in Trump, because he's one of the only candidates in recent memory, that I can recall in my lifetime, that you feel is willing to stand on certain things and not be bought out by big pharma or whoever their donors are. And I believe he's shown that. He showed it, like I said earlier, with the big pharma, getting rid of that. He showed it, you could say, with putting RFK in the position that he's in, because a lot of people were upset that Trump was putting RFK in that position, and a lot of people were saying RFK is just getting used by Trump. RFK was polling high as a third-party candidate, so Trump just wanted his voters. He figured that he needed them to win, so therefore he just needed to tell RFK that he promised him a position, but when it actually came down to it, he treated him like Chris Christie. And RFK Jr. is actually doing certain things that he's been campaigning on. He got rid of the recommendation, like I said, of the CDC to give, I think it was young kids that are healthy and healthy pregnant women, to make that a recommended shot. So he's doing certain things. They're doing certain things with the Food and Drug Administration. They're calling out the link between the Food and Drug Administration. So I only say that to say Donald Trump needs to be recognized for somebody that does not just do with the people that donate the most amount of money to him. That should be celebrated, in my opinion, by y'all Democrats and liberals. But of course y'all won't. Of course y'all won't. Next week, you'll just flip it to a different narrative and say, look, even Elon hates Trump. As if that aligns with your previous argument. So I had to get that out. And I want to be very clear how I see Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And this is what I think happened. I think that Elon Musk got so excited with Donald Trump running as president. He saw what the country was doing, or Biden's DOJ. They saw the charges, the state charges with New York. They say they saw, he, like a lot of other people, saw that they were targeting Trump. And we kept figuring out, like, damn, we saw Trump when he was in office. Then when we had Biden, a lot of us realized, like, hold up, bro. Like, nah, this ain't it. And we started to appreciate Trump in a different way, perhaps even more so if he would have just served back to back. I'm just telling y'all from my experience. Maybe a lot of other people didn't have this experience. I hated Trump. I started to appreciate him more. I was an RFK guy, and I'm like, okay, let me give this dude a shot. Let me see what. Let me open my mind up to the possibility, and let me get some more information, and then I'll make a decision. I think Elon Musk saw the country headed in a direction, like a lot of us, especially from a cultural standpoint, that he was just not okay with, and he saw Donald Trump, like a lot of people see Donald Trump, as the only person that could fix it, the only person that had the balls to fix it, the courage, the wealth going into office to where they couldn't be bought like a lot of these other politicians that go in worth X amount and then they walk out and now they're 10x, 100x what they were worth before. And that was shown in his first term when he actually, his net worth lowered from the beginning of his first term to the end of his last term. I mean, to the end of his first term. That's what people saw in Trump. And I think that's what Elon Musk. So when Elon Musk was so passionate, we're going to change things, and he sees things as a cutthroat business person. Elon Musk is a cutthroat business person. He doesn't play the political game. He plays the money game, the business game, the entrepreneur game, which is why when he goes into a company, everybody's fired. Everybody has to re-interview for their position. See, Donald Trump is the deal maker. Elon Musk is the super wealthy entrepreneur. Elon don't need to make deals. Making a deal to Elon is doing it his way, figuring out what money he needs to put up on it. Donald Trump's idea, Donald Trump's got to he's not in a position like Elon Musk of that type of wealth. His entire career has been based on putting deals together. And when you put a deal together, everything's give and take. First and foremost, want to give a huge shout out to everybody that continues to tap in with us, like and subscribe and join our community. If you haven't already, please make sure that you do. We look forward to engaging in some dope convo with you that can help us all elevate. So like, subscribe, and maybe even share the video if you're feeling real generous. On that note, we'll let you get back to the video. See you soon. Now, when you move into the political space, this is how I see happening. This is my opinion. See, I think that Donald Trump and Elon Musk want the same things. But I think that Donald Trump realizes that he has to, or he feels that he has to, or maybe he's just making the decision to support his fellow Republicans, support not across the board Republicans, but support the people that supported him. There's a lot of Republicans that they're going to have elections, the midterm elections, right? They're going to have different things that are coming up. And if Donald Trump, let's say, because the country's so fickle, and what do I mean by the country's so fickle? Everybody can agree that we need to figure out the trade relationship and improve the trade relationship in China. People have been talking about this. We talked about Nancy Pelosi, talked about Bernie Sanders. They've been saying it for 20 years. Trump's been saying it for 30, 40 years. But if the price of eggs doesn't go down, then people aren't going to be like, Americans are not, I don't know if the intelligence the right word, but we're just so, everything's just so quick. We're just so used to things happening quick and now. We're so spoiled and entitled that we don't understand, okay, we have to make certain decisions now where it may be a little bit of pain to make things better in the long term moving forward. Something consistent, sustainable. That because this problem didn't occur overnight, the solution's not going to occur overnight. Not a real solution that's sustainable. So Donald Trump can't just sit here and say, man, forget it. We putting these tariffs on. We not budging. We cutting this. We cutting that, because then it would impact a lot of his fellow Republicans, his fellow supporters, when they go to their elections. This is just my opinion. Elon Musk is of the mindset, F them. Let's just do what's right. They need to figure out on their own how to win their elections. And maybe Elon is right. Maybe Elon is right. Now, I hate the way that it played out in public. Now, Elon, I saw on his tweet or his X message that he was saying that Donald Trump said something about him. But what seems to happen to me is that Donald Trump, if this is a real thing, that's another thing that we got to consider, I guess. But it seems to me that Elon was poking. He was poking Donald Trump. Donald Trump was saying nothing but nice things. No, Elon's going to continue working with us. He has a key to the White House. I think I even saw, I don't know if he actually said that, but he was very complimentary of Elon. Elon was going in interviews even before yesterday saying like, criticizing the bill, critiquing the bill, not Trump. But obviously, Trump could feel some type of way about that. But even Carolyn Levitt, the press secretary of Trump, she said, look, president's clear on Elon Musk, how he feels about the bill. The president still feels the same about the bill. It's a big, beautiful bill. That's what she said. Then when Donald Trump came out and said what I'm getting ready to play for y'all, this is where everything went left. Because Elon then could say, oh, he's talking about me. He's disappointed in me. And that's when Elon unleashed everything on Donald Trump. And he mentioned the fact that the Epstein files are not coming out because Donald Trump's in them. For me, I thought it was a cornball move from Elon. I thought it was a cornball move. And the reason why I thought it was a cornball move. So is it about the bill, or is it about your principles and morals about Donald Trump being a part of this pedophile ring or whatever the Epstein issue things are, right? With the Epstein files. Because when I'm hearing Elon, it seems as if, oh, Elon, if he would have ran the bill by you, or you guys would have agreed on certain things with the bill, if he would have cut more and made the government more efficient, I guess you wouldn't have put him on blast that the reason why the Epstein files haven't come out is because he's in them. Or I guess you would have been okay with not exposing that. That's why I said it's real cornballish. It was an emotional response. Elon, in my opinion, allowed his ego, his superpower, which is probably his ego, because a lot of things with superpowers, right? They can lead to your benefit, but they can also lead to certain things that are going to hinder you. A lot of these superpowers. So his ego, which probably allowed him to reach the type of levels of success that he has that nobody has ever reached, depending on how you're gauging success. But he's done things that nobody else has been able to do. Is largely because of his ego. People telling him no, people telling him he can't do certain things. His ego would not allow him to stop until he accomplished those things. And now, in my opinion, his ego has him crashing out in certain ways, even if he's right. Where I think he was just itching and waiting for Donald Trump to say something. Let me just play the video. My fault. I'm over here talking y'all head off.
But if they picked him, I would have won Pennsylvania. I won it by a lot. But I'm very disappointed because Elon knew the inner workings of this bill better than almost anybody sitting here, better than you people. He knew everything about it. He had no problem with it. All of a sudden he had a problem, and he only developed the problem when he found out that we're going to have to cut the EV mandate, because that's billions and billions of dollars, and it really is unfair. We want to have cars of all types. Electric, we want to have electric, but we want to have a gasoline combustion.
Now, let me be real. I didn't like that Trump did this because I don't know if it's true, but if I had to go one way or another, I would say that Elon, we knew for a while that, or I thought that it came out a while ago that Trump was getting rid of the rebates for a lot of the electric vehicles and that would hinder Elon Musk's business. We've heard of that for a while. So I don't know why now Trump is trying to say like, oh, we put the bill out and it had that. Ever since he found out about that, it's going left. That's been out. I think what it really comes down to is Elon Musk is the most successful business person, I guess you could say, in the world. One of them, right? Even if you, oh, well, you can't say, okay, cool, one of them. He believes that his opinion on a lot of these matters when it comes to the government, which is just a business, if we're just being honest, a business in a huge deficit, he believes that his opinion probably weighs heavier than anybody that Trump is going to consult with combined, and perhaps Trump as well. And maybe rightfully so, but he didn't win an election. So Trump saying this, in my opinion, I thought that triggered Elon. And you notice how Trump started off saying that he's disappointed. He didn't say that he's disappointed in Elon yet, but now he's getting ready to say that he's disappointed in Elon. When you start saying certain stuff like that, like you say you're disappointed in Elon's ego, Elon's a billionaire, like, bruh. I would expect an Elon type of reaction.
We want to have different. We want to have hybrids. We want to have we want to be able to sell everything. And when that was cut, and Congress wanted to cut it.
And let me be very clear. This has been something that people have brought up when it comes to Trump. When I go back and forth with people about Trump, some of the things that people have mentioned is the fact that, well, Donald Trump, he gets into these spats with certain people and he needs to just prioritize running the country and he just is distracted and as much as I think that Donald Trump tried to send Elon off in a way that would prevent this situation from occurring, and it may just have been inevitable from the beginning, because I remember sitting down with my big bro Jim Dory at when we do our breakfasts, and he said like months ago, like, well, we all know it's going to get to a certain point where the egos are going to collide, it's going to blow up. Cool. But for it to happen like this, and for Trump, and who's now in the position, I should say, where he can, a lot of the things that people were critiquing about him not being emotionally intelligent or him being triggered. I remember in the debate with Kamala Harris, he just took the bait, and it's like, bro, you just took the bait. Like, you don't got to respond to everything. As much as he's showing all of those things and proving all those people right, he has the opportunity now moving forward to show a certain level of maturity as a leader. I'm going to ask him to do so. He has the opportunity, even for selfish reasons. You have the opportunity to now show up in a much more mature way. Just ignore Elon. Don't go back and forth. Don't say what you're going to use the government to do against this private citizen or his business and whatnot. Don't do any of that. Just leave it alone. Now, maybe I'm saying this selfishly because I know that, hey, Trump could ruin my Tesla stock. So maybe I'm a little biased from that, bro. Trump, chill. Elon, shut up. Did I just tell a billionaire to shut? Yeah, shut up. My money's involved. I'm Dave Portnoy. Shut up. I got money involved. I may not have as much money as Elon involved in it, but I got money. And Trump, maybe I'm not going to tell Trump to shut up because I think that Elon's been more reactionary. Like, I just think that Elon's doing too much. I'll be honest. And I'm not saying that Elon's wrong. I actually think that Elon's right. I actually think that Elon's right, and Trump is just being a politician, and he's trying to, and this is the thing, like when it comes to this bill, doesn't this kind of show you and represent that this bill seems to be pretty balanced? If Elon's saying, like, Elon's critiquing it as if he would critique a Democratic bill. Spending too much, right? It's going to have us in a bigger deficit. I don't know. Let's keep going.
He became a little bit different, and I can understand that. But he knew every aspect of this bill. He knew it better than almost anybody. And he never had a problem until right after he left. And if you saw the statements he made about me, which I'm sure you can get very easily, it's very fresh on tape, he said the most beautiful things about me. And he hasn't said bad about me personally, but I'm sure that'll be next. But I'm very disappointed in Elon. I've helped Elon a lot.
Mr. President, I just want to clarify, did he raise any of these concerns with you privately before he raised them publicly? And this is the guy.
So very quickly, I'll kind of take y'all through. Let's just go to some of these posts. I had some saved, but I kind of want to see the entire thread. So let's go to, can you guys see the screen? Yeah, you guys can see it. Hold on, I'll make it bigger. Let's go through this a bit. See, Elon's like, he's crashing out, bro. Like, bro, not now, bro. Like, now he's putting up certain stuff with Trump on that. Like, Elon, you don't have to do all this, bro. You don't have to do all this. Like, he's calling for Trump to get, I believe he retweeted something about Trump getting removed as the president and putting JD Vance there. It's like Trump should be impeached, he was saying. Yeah, this is the right here. President versus Elon. Who wins? My money's on Elon. Trump should be impeached and JD Vance should replace him. And Elon wrote, yes. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So Elon's just been going off. He's been using Trump's words against him. It's, I don't know. This should not be, this is how, and to be totally honest, this is how things should work. People in the same party or people on the same team should debate and argue about the best approaches. That's what having a diverse group of diversity of thought. People don't always think the same way. They don't have all the same perspectives and experience. So that's why when it comes to certain problems that they're presented with, they have different solutions. They present different solutions. They think different solutions are right. Elon thinks his solution is right. Trump thinks his is right. Have the back and forth, have the bickering, have the black eye, but do that stuff behind the scenes and put some headgear on if y'all going to jump in the ring and start sparring. Like, go do that. But we don't need to see this in public. And I have to put more of the responsibility on Donald Trump is because we elected Donald Trump. Donald Trump is the president of the United States, and he needs to conduct himself as such. Elon Musk, just a rich guy. And obviously, when I say just a rich guy, obviously, y'all know how I feel about Elon. I like Elon. I bet money on Elon. Like, forget liking him. Like, I put money on Elon. I believe in Elon. Shoot, when you put money into stocks, that means that you believe in those stocks more than you believe in putting that money on yourself. Right? I see myself as an entrepreneur figuring this stuff out. So I decided to put money on Elon when I could have taken that money and put it on myself. So clearly I believe in Elon. But we got to figure this out. So I had a couple other things to discuss with you guys, but I think we're going to end up leaving it there. Ruben wrote, I think Elon Musk, and shout out to Ruben. Appreciate you tapping in. I think this is your first time. And for all the people that are new and everybody, make sure that you like, and subscribe. It's going to help the algorithm. I should have said that an hour ago. I should be saying that every 15 minutes. That's Maya's job, but she's on the plane right now, so she can't do her job. But it is what it is. I think Elon Musk is more dangerous because of the information he's holding. Y'all think that Elon's somebody brought that up to me yesterday. Y'all think that Elon knows some stuff that he can hold over Trump's head? I don't know. Do you think that Trump knows some stuff? Now I'm over here thinking like, yo, Did Republicans leak this stuff out about Elon's ketamine and the mushrooms and whatever else he was on? The Adderall? Now it's like, and is this even real? Because to be totally honest, a big money play, because we know that sometimes they could have been on there Nancy Pelosi manipulating these stocks or taking advantage of them. A big play could be Elon, yo, we finna drive this stock down. We know that we're going to work with you in the future and your stock is going to go through the roof. So let's put it on sale for a little bit. Let's get into a little spat. Let's put a little makeup on your eye. Elon probably said, no, it's got to be real. It's got to be a real black eye. I'm just saying if this did happen. Donald Trump says, hey, yeah, we're going to get into a little argument. Don't get too disrespectful. And the fact of where it's going, now I'm a little bit, but Trump could also say like, yeah, y'all knew that I was on Epstein's records. Like, I think we already knew that. So I don't know. It seems a little bit too extreme to me. I don't believe what I'm saying, but this is some of the thoughts that went through my head because I was just like, yo, I just try to see all the different options, but they could just say, yo, we get into an argument. Stock goes down. It has its biggest drop in the history of Tesla. People can buy it on sale. And then Trump and Elon piece it up and they agree to move forward with some electric vehicles or something else. I think Elon's next week, the robo taxis or the self-driving cars they launch. So I don't know. Maybe this is just what I'm hoping. But please, man, damn. Like, YouTube ain't paying us enough yet, which, by the way, we now accepting sponsors. So I don't know. For all y'all listening, we're accepting sponsors. So if you want to sponsor your brand, your business, if you want your business up here or somewhere or digitally on the screen, if you want a commercial, we got 10-second slots, 20-second slots, and 30-second slots. Then let's talk, hit me up outside of this. You could email me or just shoot me. You could shoot me a text, shoot me a DM at the OG Network on Instagram. Or you could email teamohgi@gmail.com or just dak@ohgi.com. Yeah, we need these sponsors. We about to, yeah. So on that note, we're going to wrap it up. So let's do it. It's Friday. Y'all know what we set out every week on Monday and Sunday to do. Sundays and Mondays to make this our greatest week ever. Fridays, this is the fourth quarter. This is how we look at it, the fourth quarter. I got a text from my brother Bug earlier. Mont said, feeling more like overtime. So we look at the fourth quarter, Friday, either fourth quarter or overtime, however you look at it. But let's just figure out a way to win. And I think didn't I have something positive that I wanted to say at the end of this? Oh, yeah, okay, this is what we're going to finish off with. We're going to do something a little different. So this is the video. I try to make sure that we're finishing off, especially on the weekend, with something positive. We actually have a video from yours truly that I wanted y'all to take a look at. Let me see if I could find it. It's a video that I just posted the other day. We'll end with that, and I got it right. Do I have it right here? Maybe I didn't put it on here. Maybe I just put it on Instagram. All right, let me look at my Instagram real quick, and then we'll finish off with that video, and then we shall move on. I guess I didn't. Yeah, I need to put that on my All right, we'll just look on Instagram. All right, yeah. All right, so take a look at this video. This is what we're gonna end it with. This is what we'll end it with. Look at Mom Dukes. All right, here we go.
Democrats. There's Republicans and independents that would risk their lives, put their lives on the line for you, regardless of who you vote for. Republicans, there's some Democrats and independents that'll do the same. Independents, there's Democrats and Republicans that'll risk their life for you. We see it all the time in the military. How silly would we think it was, and how selfish would we think it was if people in our military decided that they're not going to fight certain wars, they're not going to risk their life for their brothers, their sisters in the military with them if they don't vote the same way as them? How many politicians that you voted for would risk their life for you? A stranger, How many politicians that we vote for would risk their life for their family members? Some of them maybe, but I don't know. Things should never get to a point where we're not talking to family. We can't have spirited debates without getting disrespectful. All of this stuff is getting too hectic. I blame mainstream media. I blame all of us because we all play a hand in it for allowing them to run us through this circus, get us to hate each other, get us to try to brew whatever war, whether it's LGBTQ, whether it's Black Lives Matter, whether it's MAGA, across the board. They always try to get us to hate something because they know that the more emotionally involved we are, the less we'll pay attention to the overall big picture. Let's debate. Let's go back and forth. Let's figure out who's the best candidate. That's what the whole point of a democracy is, right? The whole point of this republic that we live in, the United States of America, right? Let's just never allow it to get to the point where we're hustling backwards. We're doing so much infighting, not even realizing that the people that have the real power are using it to their advantage while it works to our detriment. I'll see y'all soon. Ew.
Peace and love to all, man. And shout out to Ruben, man. Appreciate you, Ruben. Appreciate those kind words. Appreciate those kind words. Hold on. Where Ruben sent me some kind words. My bad. I missed it. My apologies. I saw something that you wrote. But I appreciate it. Let me move this out the way. Let's do our 45 seconds that we do at the end of every show. 45 seconds to manifest, meditate, get your breath working. Get your exhaling all the negative energy. Shout out to my girl Shy in the building. She been here, but I didn't properly shout her out. But every exhale, we're getting rid of all the negative energy. Every inhale, we're inhaling the positive energy. Close your eyes if you're in a safe place if you want to, or keep the eyes open. Lock in. If you're at work and you're sitting at the cubicle and you see your op on the job, like just grill her, grill him, and I'm just joking, but whatever it is that you need to do, 45 seconds, clear your mind. Take that time right now. We will begin. The cubicle. People be having beef with the cubicle. All right. Just Joy in the building. Oh, you tapping in from South Africa. That's why you were talking about. All right, so we got a Ruben. So we're on Mondays and Fridays at 8 a.m. Please make sure that you tap in, turn your notifications on. So that's something that I realized that you have to actually turn your notifications on for the particular channel. Even if you subscribe, you won't get the notifications unless you turn the notifications on for that particular channel. So Yeah. I hope everybody has a great weekend. Y'all know we here to do elevate on purpose, both from an intentional standpoint, raising our standards to become the best leaders we can become, as well as to grow into the individuals we need to become to accomplish these audacious, outlandish, arrogant, whatever you want to call them, these amazing goals that we set for ourselves, because we know that we're willing to put the sacrifice in order to get the results. All right, onward and upward, strength and honor. Get to that bag. When I say get to the bag, I mean all the little things that you're doing throughout the week, throughout the month, throughout the year that are making sure that you're aligned with the proper trajectory as we pursue purposeful abundance and make an impact on this world, which we like to call our personal legend. On that note, I'll tell you what's in my bag, but you got to decide what's in your bag. The things that I focus on: peace, love, happiness, health, wealth, and everything we do, integrity. All right. And I know I added one on the other day. Maybe it was joy. I see joy, just joy. So let's do everything with some joy. We should be smiling and enjoying life. We should be enjoying life. So love y'all, man. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. And I'll see y'all soon. Ew.